Hi there, it's Tiffany of Clarity, Confidence, Courage. I am a women's life coach that helps divorced women who have gone through a difficult marriage rebuild, redefine, and renew their lives after they've gotten divorced and move forward into a more confident, happy, and fulfilled existence. Today, I want to talk about why you need to embrace being the villain. Yes, I said it, the villain of your life, and all the reasons and benefits as to why embracing your villain side is the best way to move forward. All right, now before we jump into this content, make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Please share this content with other women who have gone through a divorce, who are trying to rebuild their lives and really trying to create lives they truly love. All right, stay tuned. Now, the reason I bring this up is because so many times when you're a kid, at least for me, when I was a kid and I used to watch the princess movies and the fairy tale movies, the villain was always a wicked stepmother or a wicked, evil witch that lived in some other place, or a wicked old lady who lived in a shoe, or something crazy like that. It was always a woman, which I always thought was interesting for the most part. And she was always wicked and she was the villain. And, the princess was always soft and quiet and she was just waiting to be rescued by the prince and blah, 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 right? And I always kind of wondered, what made the wicked woman so wicked? Why is she so mean? Or, when you watch a movie, I used to love James Bond. I used to watch the movies. And of course you have James Bond against the villain, and it's usually a man. But the villain man would always have the kind of femme fatale, evil, doer who was trying to seduce James Bond and get him to do things and get away with things. And it was always kind of a seductive character. And even actors, sometimes when they say they want to get roles, sometimes they say they like playing the evil character, the villain character. And you oftentimes wonder, well, why would you want to play the villain? What is it that's so seductive about playing the villain that actor or actress might like? So I actually kind of went through it, thought through it, and wrote down some characteristics of why sometimes being the villain is not always a bad thing. Now, I know I might get some flack for this, some people who disagree, and I'm not saying go full-blown narcissist and go crazy and change into a totally different person and abuse people. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I want to break down some character traits of what we typically refer to as the villain of the movie, and really understand how they kind of can benefit your life and how becoming the villain of your life story might actually build your confidence and make you stronger. So here are 5 traits of a villain that can actually benefit you. One thing about villains, they have firm, strong, no-nonsense boundaries. When they say no, they mean it. When they say yes, they mean it. The thing about villains is that they don't allow you to erode their boundaries. If they don't want to do something, they're not doing it. If they don't want you to do something, they're going to tell you no, or you can't have it. And they're not going to feel bad about it. There's no emotion attached to the villain when it comes to their boundaries. And the thing about when you really think through that, when you are able to detach from your emotions and have those firm boundaries in place of what you will and will not do, what you will and will not allow, think about the freedom that it gives you. That freedom that you feel when you're able to say, no, I'm not going to negotiate. I said no, and that's the end of the conversation. Think about how that feels to have that freedom where you don't care what other people think, where you are so firm in your beliefs and your boundaries that if people don't like them, okay, so what? Screw them. Move forward. That's the mentality of that villain character. They don't care. They're like, these are my boundaries and I don't care what you think. And they don't allow anyone to erode them. And the people that do try to erode them, right, they usually get killed off the show, right? The villain takes revenge. Now, I'm not saying you should do that. I'm not saying you should take revenge and hurt people. But what I am saying is having firm boundaries is not only a good trait, it's something that you can learn and take on as a part of your shadow or villain self when it comes to your own life story. So when it comes to your life, it's not a bad thing to have boundaries. Don't use it to abuse anyone, but having boundaries, if that makes you the villain, embrace your villain side. Number 2, one thing I noticed about villains, they put themselves first. They are their number one priority. They are probably the most selfish person within the whole movie because they don't care who they hurt. They don't care who they step on. They don't care who doesn't like it. They are number one. They're the main character of their life story, and they don't care if you don't like it. Now, I'm not saying take it to that level and be this evil, mean person who abuses people again, but I like that concept of being the main character of your story. You are your priority, and everyone else, they're all the supporting characters. And it's okay if they don't like it. The thing about the villain, when they look at the supporting characters, when you watch a movie and you watch the villain, look at how they treat people. Because they see themselves as the main character, they look at other people like, you're replaceable. Oh, you don't like my rules? Oh, I can replace you. Oh, you don't like, okay, you can leave my life. When you think about it, that's kind of a character trait you should be taking on in your life in general. Everyone should be able to respect your boundaries if they're going to be in your life. They should understand that you are the priority for yourself. And if they're doing anything abusive or mistreatment or to hurt you, they have to go. They can be replaced. That needs to kind of be a theme for some of the people in your life that try to erode your boundaries. They need to have that feeling like if I keep pushing this person, they're eventually going to get rid of me because in their mind, I'm replaceable. Now, I'm not saying that is how you should behave with everyone. I'm just saying be the main character of your life and be comfortable being the main character of your life. Be comfortable saying no. Be comfortable asking yourself, does this benefit me? And if it doesn't, then I'm not doing it. Be comfortable putting your priority, your self-care and your health and wellness first, because I promise you, if you don't, nobody else is going to do it for you. So when it comes to the second villain trait that is kind of seductive and irresistible, it's about having that main character energy and putting themselves first in their own life. The other thing that I noticed about villains, they don't mind drawing attention to themselves when it comes to getting what they want. Like they don't mind being loud about what it is that they want and having the mindset like, I want this and I'm going to have it. And telling people like, I want this. What is it going to take for you to give it to me? They don't mind being that annoying person that comes in loud and boisterous and gets on everyone's nerves and being obnoxious. And isn't it amazing how they do get what they want when they are loud and boisterous and they're speaking and expressing themselves and people they're drawing attention to themselves. They do 9 times out of 10 in the movies, they get exactly what they want. Now, again, I'm not saying you have to be loud or over the top, but what's wrong with every now and again voicing how you really feel and being expressive like, no, that's not what I want, or that is what I want, or what is it going to take for me to get that? What is wrong with being direct about who you are, what you value, and what you desire? Because that is what the villain does. The villain is not quiet. They're not taking a lot of drama. They're not taking the abuse. They're not shrinking down. They're walking in with confidence and they're letting people know loudly, this is what I want and I am going to get it. So all I'm saying is when it comes to that trait about being loud about what you want, being expressive, be willing to communicate your desires without shame. Take on that part of the villain trait and really think about what it is that I want and what it is that I don't want. And am I expressing what I want to people in order to get what I want? Next, villains affirm their greatness. I'm the best. I'm the best there is. I'm the best for this job. I can do this well. I'm the greatest there ever was. Have you ever noticed in the movies, the villains, they have that grandiose personality where they think they are so giant and huge. Now, I'm not saying you should just completely take on that characteristic, but why not affirm yourself, especially when it comes to your talents and your skills? So many times, especially the women that I coach, even when they're really good at something, they don't want to say it. It's like, oh, I don't want to say like I'm being annoying or I'm being conceited or I'm being loud. It's like sometimes you need to affirm to yourself, but also to other people, like, I can do that. No, I'm really good at that. Oh, I can make that happen. Oh, no, I can hit that goal. Like you need to have a little bit of that villain personality when it comes to affirming your greatness. Don't take it over the top where you're doing it so much where you just look like an obnoxious dirtbag, but but be willing to stand up in your confidence when it comes to things that you desire in life, when it comes to different traits and assets within you that you know are good and you know are great and you know that you can use to serve yourself, but also serve others. Be willing to affirm your greatness. And that's part of that villain trait that I think is really good. Villains don't back down. They go after their goals relentlessly. This actually is a video, and I think I'm gonna put the video here, of what I did about what it takes to really hit your goals. And I'll put that video here, and I'll also put the link in the description, what it takes to really hit your goals. And that's what I love about taking on a villain character, is that they don't back down. When it comes to things that they want, they will go at it. And when it comes to the villain, of course, it's whatever it takes. I don't care who I have to crush, who I have to hurt, who I have to... Now, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying crush people and hurt people, but what I'm saying is they are relentless when it comes to their goals. They get an idea of what they want and they go after it. That is part of the villain trait that a lot of times helps them to win. They don't care if people are saying, you're not cute, you're too this, you're too that, you're too loud, They don't care. They're like, okay, I have imperfections, so what? I'm still gonna do it. No one and nothing can stop them when they want something and they wanna go after their goal. They do whatever it takes to achieve it. Now, again, I talk about this again in the video where I talk about achieving your goals and really taking away all other options. You can watch that video here. Definitely make sure that when you are trying to create a life that you love, that you have goals, you've set goals, and that you don't allow people to erode or take you away or distract you from those goals. Be relentless when it comes to creating the life that you love. And that's that villain trait that I really, really like. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, taking on the traits of the villain doesn't necessarily mean you have to become this horrible, abusive person, but there are some things, some characteristics that villains have that you can kind of take a little notes from, little lessons from, to put into your life, and be willing to take on a little bit of that villain character, a little bit of that shadow energy in order to create a life that gives you more confidence, more courage, and to help you reach your goals. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe to the channel, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye.